Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Snuggles and Storytime. My name is Amanda, and I'm so glad that you could join me today. Today, I have a story to share from a long time ago. A time before cars, a time before refrigerators, a time before electricity. It's from a time known as the frontier days, where people had to build their own houses and grow their own foods. Sometimes there weren't any restaurants in places, or there wasn't even a grocery store. From a long time ago. Can you imagine such a place? I know it's hard to believe, right? But we're going to read a story about that today. So we need to sing our song so we can get to it. Are you ready? Put your hands up so you can join me. Here we go. Hello, all my friends, how are you? Hello, all my friends, how are you? With the jiggle, 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 and a wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hello, all my friends, how are you? Our story today is a story written as part of the Little House on the Prairie. Have you ever heard of that before? It's a time, you can see it up here. There's little houses made out of logs, and a long time ago, that's how all the houses were. And there's a whole bunch of stories about some kids growing up and what life was like back then. Today, we're going to read a story about what winter was like on the farm. It's called Winter on the Farm. Okay? It's going to be a very interesting story because I bet most of the things that this little boy does, you've never had to do. Or maybe when you do it, it's very different. It's adapted, which means it's changed a little bit but from the story by Laura Ingalls Wilder. But the pictures are by Jody Wheeler and Renee Graef. Are you ready? It's going to be a great one. Once upon a time, a little boy named Almanzo lived on a big farm in the New York countryside. Do you live on a farm? I don't. Almanzo lived on the farm with his father, his mother, his big brother Royal, and his big sisters Eliza Jane and Alice. It was winter time on the farm, and the air was still as ice. The farm roof was covered with snow, and there were great icicles hanging from the eaves as Almanzo and Royal hurried to the barn to start their chores. Chores are like work that you do around your house to help. Almanzo always went first to the horses to touch their velvety noses. The horses all knew Almanzo, and their eyes shone softly when they saw him. How he longed to run his hands down their smooth necks. But Father didn't think Almanzo was old enough quite yet to ride the horses. So Almanzo put the barn frock over his good school clothes. So it's kind of like a paint shirt that you would wear to keep your clothes clean. And he went to help Royal make clean beds for the cows and the ox and the calves and the sheep. They didn't have to make beds for the hogs. The hogs made their own beds and kept them clean. In one stall were Almanzo's own two little calves. Calves are like little cows. One calf had a white spot on his forehead. His name was Star. The other calf was bright red all over, and Almanzo called him Bright. Almanzo scratched around their little horns because calves like that. Do you take care of the animals at your house? Maybe you do. Next, it was time to do the milking. Almanzo took his own milking stool and sat in Blossom's stall. Blossom is the name of the cow. To milk her. Swish, 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 swish. The milk streamed into the pail, while the cows crunched on their carrots and the cat purred. Is that how you get milk? Do you get it from a cow? I get mine from the grocery store. It's different. After Almanzo was finished, Father said, "You're a good milker, son." Almanzo kicked at the straw on the floor. He was too happy to say anything. I think he likes being praised and being told he did a good job. Almanzo and Royal waited while Father took the shining tin lantern and made sure that everything in the barn was snug for the night. Then they walked through the cold night to the house. Almanzo was glad to get into the warm kitchen. First Father, then Royal, then Almanzo took turns washing up in the wash basin. Do you wash your hands when you are going to eat? Just like they're doing. I wonder if it's a little different though. Maybe. Let's see. When he was done, Almanzo parted his wet hair and combed it down smooth. Their kitchen was full, skirts swirling all around. Do your moms and sisters wear skirts? Mine don't. That's a big difference, isn't it? Eliza Jane and Alice were hurrying to dish up supper, and Mother was straining the fresh milk. The salty brown smell of ham frying was making Almanzo so hungry. Finally, Mother brought the big platter of ham into the dining room, and supper was ready. Father filled all the plates with food. Almanzo's plate was the very last one to be filled. Almanzo ate the sweet baked beans, the salty pork. He ate boiled potatoes and gravy and ham. Then he ate bread and butter and mashed turnips and stewed yellow pumpkin. Last of all, he had a large piece of pumpkin pie. Almanzo felt very comfortable inside. After supper, Father brought a pitcher of cider and a pan full of apples up from the cellar. And Royal popped some popcorn over the coals in the iron stove. Is that how you make popcorn? Over a fire? I make popcorn in my microwave, but they don't have a microwave. Mother knitted and rocked, while Eliza Jane read from the newspaper. Alice did her sewing, and Almanzo sat by the stove, eating apples and popcorn. He didn't watch TV, because they didn't have a TV back then. Soon it was time for bed. Almanzo sleepily climbed the stairs. It was good to be a farmer boy. The end. Do you think you would want to live when Almanzo lived? You have to work hard. But they also sounded like they had lots of fun. I wonder what you would choose. Until next time, my friends. Bye-bye.